Hey everybody, PyjamaPrime back for another Transformers review, part 3, day 3, whatever you want to call it, of my Wreckers Marathon. Um, so if you've watched my previous video, I'm currently uploading it right now as I'm recording this, because in my Pyro review I said, as soon as I'm done editing that, I'm going to record another, then go to bed. It's currently 4 a.m. I mean, I'm tired, but I have nothing to do today, whatever you want to call it. Um, so I'm staying up and doing a review. Because I feel dedicated, and yeah, I'll edit it. I'll edit this tomorrow in the day when I'm not tired or less tired, whichever. Anyway, so since Pyro is currently uploading, I have no comments on who to do. So I'm just going to get one of the figures that is lower on my list of favorites. Just cause, and he's I don't really like him, but he's on there because I don't have a better figure. And this is the closest resembling figure to this character. And if it doesn't compute what I'm saying, it's Whirl. Human Alliance Whirl from the Dark of the Moon line. I don't really. I mean, I like him. He's okay. I don't mind him. I'd like him better if he was in the right colors. I think I wouldn't care as much if he was in the right colors. But the only Whirl figure that I have, other than this guy, and the one that's in the right colors, is not a great toy in my opinion. It's the Voyager Blackout mold, that Whirl from the 2-pack. And I got that figure for the Gyro upgrade from Head Robots, but that turned out to be only a Mega Toy Fan exclusive, and I never got it. So that toy is kind of pointless to me now. What is now my Rotor Storm Tomahawk will become my new Whirl once the drone headset comes out. This guy will be useless, and then I'll have to get a new Rotor Storm. But currently, this is my my Whirl. I keep forgetting to put the damn light on. Alright, so he is a helicopter of some description. There is a guy that fits in here and pegs onto that hole, but he's currently in my car because my sister finds him cool and keeps him in the car as like a little mascot, which is whatever. I also have a Commander Chaos from my ice pick that I need to put in there so that my sister can be all silly and battle and have the two G.I. Joe type guys fight. And she's the more mature one of the two of us. Anyway, so yes, Whirl. I keep wanting to say Blur, but it's not Blur. It's not cool enough to be Blur. Whirl is, I'm guessing, a military or rescue type helicopter, and he's okay. His rotor spins fairly well. It's just a free spinning rotor. There's no mechanism or anything in there. It's nice. He has some landing pontoons, skis, things, whatever you want to call it, which is pretty cool. I like this vehicle mode. It really, like, it. I don't know what to say about it. It's just really good. I like it. It's nice and compact, and it kind of. I mean, I never had a Whirl toy, a G1 Whirl toy, as I'm sure I've mentioned before on here. I'm not a G1 collector, but he just looks cool. It's cute, and he's a good. I don't mind him as a placeholder Blur, or placeholder Whirl. And who knows? Maybe I won't even. Maybe I won't get the drone. He's not on my top 10 list of figures to use as Whirl. Like there's 9 other figures I would. But he's not in my top 10 of the wreckers, but I don't mind this figure. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Let's see, he does that. Whirl, in terms of background, he was part of the original wreckers, I believe. As far as I know. He's been around usually in the Wrecker comics, as far as I can tell, and the only time I have seen him recently is either in Wrecker comics or Wrecker related comics, and in the new is it Robots in Disguise? I can never remember which one is which. I think it's Robots in Disguise, where with Rodimus and Ultra Magnus and all them in space. I think. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure. But it's this, yeah. So he's in that, in his proper colors, drawn by Nick Roche. It looks like Nick Roche. The last issue, 6 or 7, in Rung's office, he definitely had a Nick Roche type feel to the design and the drawings. And he's just hanging out. He's an ex-wrecker now because of the story that I still have not read, because I don't have the hardcover of Last Stand of the Wreckers. Is it Aftermath or something with Springer in the coma? Apparently something happens which causes Whirl to be kicked off the Wreckers by Roadbuster. But yeah, anyway, let's transform him. So what you want to do, they say to take this off, but it's not really necessary. But what I am going to do is take off the guns. So I like to put them somewhere else. Next what you're going to do is unclip the cockpit. And then you're going to rotate the wheel, steering wheel up here, fold this in, fold this up so it's flush, point the guns down, and then take the rest of the cockpit and fold it over, and it pegs in nicely to form the chest. Next, what you're going to do, so you're going to, you rotate you unclip the legs and the waist down, and then rotate, stretch out the legs. Does it clip in? Should. There, it does clip in. So snap that in. Bring down the cod piece. Stretch the legs down. Extend the feet out. I like to, I think you're supposed to, you take the wings, these little wing things, bring them to the back of the legs. Okay. So that's good. Next, you're just going to split the arms from the back and bring them around so that they are now the shoulders. Bring the arms down and rotate. So you're pretty much done, except for this. You just take the rotor, bring it down. And you're just going to plug the guns on, and I like to put them on his arms. Rotate the C-clips so that they will stick onto his arms. And just kind of angle them as close to his, I like to angle them as close to his arms as possible. this kind of approximates his clawed look from the G1 toy to a point. He has guns for hands. It's kind of like having claws for hands, in my opinion. Now he actually has a real head if you turn it around, but that head is supposed to be here for this head. This is supposed to be here for the vehicle mode, and it just looks more like the G1 Whirl head. So I keep it like that. You should, if you want it to be 100% on the transformation, you turn it around and you got it like that. But again, I want to be G1. Alright, so that is Whirl in robot mode. Looks pretty cool. Posability. You got your head on a ball joint. It does rotate 360, as I have demonstrated just now. And I did before, showing you the actual head. Arms will rotate 360. They go out. Bend at the elbow. Is it a ball joint? No, it's a swivel and it's a hinge. It's a swivel hinge thing. There's no rotation. It's just a solid piece at the wrist. His legs rather. They're on ball joints, so they go forward, back, and out about that much. His legs go all the way back. They look kind of double jointed, and they actually kind of are. There's a bit of a joint just right there, above the knee a bit, and there is obviously the one at his knee. And the feet are on ball joints, so they'll go all the way up this way. They won't go any farther back really. Well, there's a little bit of give on the ball joint, but it's not really meant to be like that. And then there's a nice big pivot, so you could have him trying to do the splits or something, or screwing up at skiing, I guess. There's no waist movement, just due to the transformation. I mean, there is this codpiece turns around, but I think that's for the weapon mode. And I have actually never transformed him into weapon mode, so I will not. I'm sorry if I'm removing a pivotal part of the review for that, but I have no interest in the Human Alliance aspect of this, or the weapon mode. I have no interest in the weapon mode. Maybe one day I will, but right now, no. I have none. So Whirl is a pretty good figure in all things considered. He's a good placeholder until you find a better Whirl, or if you don't feel like finding a better Whirl, he's a pretty good standard Whirl. I said the name Whirl too much, so I'm going to go now and sleep. So I am PyjamaPrime. This is Dark of the Moon, Human Alliance, Basic Whirl. I will talk at you later.